Of my alma mater, Columbia Central. Hello, how are you?
Good, good. It's a great day to be a Golden Eagle.
It would have. I wish I was a senior at Columbia this morning because I did not want to get up and go to school today.
That's right. And as soon as the power went out, there was a cheer. But then we waited around trying to figure out, is it going to come back on? I talked to Consumers Energy, and they said, really, 1:30. Well, at the high school, we do not have water if we don't have power.
Okay.
So we had, it's a 3-phase power system. We had 2 phases out of the 3.
Okay.
So it worked out that we sent the high school kids home. All the elementary kids are fine being at school because they have power and water.
Cool. Okay.
No internet or phones. So we have a generic email address, return-to-learn@myeagles.org, and parents can get a hold of us that way. So
I can't believe that you got all the kids into school and then you still were able to make it here on time. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. What are you excited about over at Columbia for this year?
Well, we have a lot of great things going on. One of the things we're doing is we're doing a new strategic plan. So we're working with the community, the parents and the teachers, and students as well to build a new strategic plan. We've come so far in the last 10 years, so many things that we've done and accomplished. And so now really we're looking at the next 3 to 5 years. Where do we go from here? We've got a great robotics program that we have going, so we're excited about that. We're excited, of course, about sports, but really academics. We have high test scores and just a lot of things going on at Columbia.
Yeah. It's got to be hard working on a strategic plan. They're always hard. I should say that, anyone who's worked on one. But where kids are, where the job market's going to be, things like that. Is that kind of what you're looking at? What type of classes we're going to introduce or we should be thinking about in the future?
That's right, and really how are we going to get to where we want to be? Because we have great test scores, we have wonderful kids and terrific families, but how do you go that next step? How do you go so that we're in the top 10 to 15% in the state or in the country? At some points we've been ranked that high. How do you get to that top 5%? So that's really where we're going. So these are some of the pictures from our summer program. We have a great summer program that we do, and we have children kindergarten through 12th grade that have the opportunity to do things. These are some of our younger students. This is Rachel's Challenge. We had them in really to talk about kindness, because one of the pieces of academics is, if you feel accepted where you go to school, you're going to be more successful. So these children are signing the banner, I Accept Rachel's Challenge, which really it's about Rachel Scott, who was the first student who was killed at Columbine, and she wrote about kindness and about how you can start a chain reaction. So for over 20 years, millions of kids have heard that message, and so we brought them in and they talked to everyone K-12.
Oh, that's cool. How important is it to really get those positive messages across to kids right away, right as soon as they get into the school?
Well, it's really important because we want to make sure that our students start out, they feel accepted, they feel welcome, and they feel ready to learn. And so, not everybody comes to school ready to learn every day, and we want to make sure that this is a safe place and that they feel like we're a family, and that's what Columbia is a family.
So, and every family has a challenge, challenges, right?
Right.
But you have a fantastic staff and team that
just
welcome everybody in. What are some of the daily challenges that they're facing in this modern era?
Well, I think just how we're going to get from 0 to 100. How are we going to get there? How are we going to move as a community and just continue to be successful? And I think one of the things that we see is a lot of kids missed a little bit over COVID. They had a lot of people were sick and they missed a lot of weeks of school. Because COVID was not just like when you get a cold, it's one day. But if you have COVID, it was weeks. And so I think just overcoming that. And so we've added interventionist in reading and math at the elementary, and we've added an interventionist in math at the high school. So we're really working on those skills. So this is soccer.
Nice.
How fun.
I'm looking at these facilities, and it's amazing. You know, when I was in high school, I played against Columbia at the middle school.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh,
I mean,
right.
look at the
Yeah, the high school
gym, the new
campus is
facilities,
fantastic.
Yeah.
tennis courts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing over
Yeah,
there.
yeah. The tennis courts are beautiful, as you can see. The soccer players, they were wearing pink socks in honor of breast cancer, and they did that because one of our parents was doing a breast cancer walk, and so
nice.
she said, you know, can we do this? And one of the other parents stepped up and said, I'll buy all the socks,
Oh,
and
wow.
so
It's cool.
their company bought all the socks. Here's our cheerleaders. They really are working together as a team, I think, as all of our teams do, but really a great group of young people that we have at Columbia. So,
You know, I was a Columbia Central cheerleader.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes,
Yeah.
so-
And the was it homecoming queen?
Maybe.
How's the school? I mean, you're looking through these photos. I mean, obviously you can see the infrastructure changes, but you know, what's when you look back at some of these photos from where you went? You
Yeah.
know, how's it changed a little bit?
It makes me so proud. You know, I'm the oldest of 5, so it wasn't just my experience; it was my siblings'
Right.
experience. And every one of us graduated from Columbia and had different interests and kind of places where we really thrived, and,
Yeah.
and there was something for every one of us to really excel at. And I love seeing the cheerleaders because they are really strong athletes that really should be spreading joy and cheer as well. So, you know, I'm
I
always a
agree.
cheerleader at heart, but I love the facilities. I love seeing the growth. I'm very, very proud of my alma mater.
yeah, it's really exciting. We've really had a great time really increasing our ability to reach students, bringing in more students, renovating all the buildings. We have air conditioning, so you know,
Yeah.
today I saw on the news somebody was closing at noon because of the heat index.
Right.
But we have air conditioning, and so you know, except for the high school that has no power,
Yeah.
everybody else is comfortable, and it really provides a better environment to learn.
Yeah, and air conditioning was not a luxury that we
No.
had.
But
way
I don't
back
think
when.
they canceled school for heat when I was in school. I don't ever remember that. That's a newer thing.
No, they just let us melt.
Exactly.
They let us
Yeah, they
bake.
did.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but at Columbia, we have a lot of things really that are positive for kids, and air conditioning is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So, you know, making sure they have an environment where they can learn and feel safe. That's really the optimal learning environment.
So speaking of that, do you still have remote learning options available?
We do from 6th grade through 12th grade, and we have done that for over like 15 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
we've had a virtual learning program, and so we're continuing. Really, the little ones, they need to be in class,
Yeah.
and we found that that they're emotionally being much better at school. And you know, some of the kids couldn't be there. I mean, I understand, you know, there's certain things that, you know, you couldn't overcome, but really it's better for the kids. All of our kids have returned back to the classroom in our K-5. We have a couple 6th graders who have opted for virtual learning because they have special health concerns.
Sure.
And then we focus on really meeting some of our students that are more alternative learning style. So you might have a student who they have to support their family, and so they need a virtual learning option. You might have a student who has a baby, and so they need a virtual learning option. So some of our options, high school students opt for that learning environment. They can learn at home. And then the other students come in every day. So we not only have our traditional high school at Columbia Central, but we have options, alternative high school.
Yeah, I think kids were ready to go back this year, at least in my house.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
for sure. So I think that normalcy feels normal again. So I'm hoping at least my daughter forgot about the COVID era,
Yeah.
at least the bad parts of it.
I feel like we've healed and we're
Yes,
moving
we
forward.
have healed.
Right. And I think that's part of the reason that we started out talking about kindness and consideration, and you know, really taking that big step to encompass all of your peers, you know, in that kindness, and do that chain chain reaction just to spread kindness and see how far it can go, because we're going to actually do some chain links where you know, the old-fashioned with the paper and everything, and write down what that act of kindness was and see how big it can get over the air.
Awesome. Oh, that's a great idea. That'll be a fun visual. Keep us updated on that.
Right.
Yeah. Will you stay with us through the break? We're going to come back. We'll have a few more minutes with Superintendent Pam Campbell right after this.
Come along with JTV and Experience Jackson and get to know or reintroduce yourself to some of the best Jackson County has to offer. Join Andy and Rachel as they tour the county interviewing and highlighting Jackson on a visit with Experience Jackson. Whether it's golf, museums, hotels, or events, we'll give you some great ideas on how to spend time in Jackson. Watch on jtv.tv, YouTube, and Experience Jackson social channels.
If you're looking for a personalized car buying experience, then visit the team at Auto Merchants. Buy, sell, and trade without the backroom haggling. You'll work with one person start to finish. Put our 30 years of financing experience to work finding your next ride.
Collins Brothers floor covering, because new carpet is like, very nice. But commercials suck. Don't change the channel, change your carpet. Collins Brothers Downtown.
Excellent.
Established in 1940.
That's before the war, sucker.
Searching for medical supplies can be a challenging aspect of the healthcare system, but with help from Brown's Advanced Care Medical Supplies, you can set your worries aside. Our expert staff takes the time to give each of our customers the personal attention they deserve and are trained to find the right products for each individual. If you can't come to us, then let our delivery team come to you to help set up your supplies so you can get back to what really matters, living your life. Brown's Advanced Care Medical Supplies. Locally owned, locally operated, locally loved.
Before the friends and the laughter and the nights you'll always remember, there's a realtor guided by a code of ethics and the doors you open together.
I think you're gonna love this.
I think you're right.
American Title is a proud supporter of the Jackson Area Association of Realtors. American Title, 280 West Cortland, AmericanTitleJackson.com.
Our show today is brought to you by Vermeulen's Home Furnishings. They're now in their third generation, family owned and operated, and pride themselves on offering high quality name brand furniture at affordable prices. Thanks to Vermeulen's for helping us bring you today's show. With us back is Pam Campbell, Superintendent at Columbia School District. And during the break, I heard you guys talking a little bit about teaching, which is always an interesting topic to talk about. Is there a teacher shortage, or is that a bad way to look at it? Okay, there is.
No, there is a teacher shortage, and so I think school districts are taking from each other. You know, whoever's paying more is taking teachers, and there just aren't enough teachers out there. And I think the hard thing, as we were discussing a minute ago, is 20 years ago the word was you're just going to be a substitute, and you're going to substitute 2 or 3 years before you get a job. And a lot of people really didn't want to do that. They couldn't afford to do that.
Right.
I mean, and so now we're paying the price. So we have there's a program called Teachers of Tomorrow. So if you have a 4-year degree and you want to be a teacher, you can register with Teachers of Tomorrow, and you can get your degree really in doesn't take very long. You take 93 credit hours basically of pedagogy, so learning about teaching and how to teach children, and then you can jump right in. And we have a couple people who have come that alternative route. They were working as aides in our classrooms, so they had a lot of experience with kids, and so that's been very helpful. And across the country, there's different programs just like that, but we've really been successful hiring from Teachers of Tomorrow, and there's some other in Michigan. And I think our county is looking at an alternative certificate route that's going to help county residents as well.
And while they're getting that certificate, they can substitute teach.
They sure can.
Right. So you're getting paid, you're getting the experience. Does that count as your student teaching hours too?
Well, you don't even do student teaching.
No.
So, and most of the people that do that have a lot of experience with children, whether they're coaches or whether they've been substituting or as an aide in a classroom, they're getting experience. And I think that's why, we've got a young lady who's got a degree in like aeronautical science, like she's got a master's degree. And so she had an opportunity to serve for our country. And then she started out with us as an aide, and she worked for the Teachers of Tomorrow program. And she's now a teacher and amazing. And you think, an aeronautical science master's degree, what kind of science classes is she teaching?
Yeah, the curriculum has changed due to
my
her
goodness.
skills.
Yeah,
That's
I want to be
right.
in her class.
Yeah, that's right.
I would not do well in her class.
Oh, yes, you would. She'd make it so interesting.
Probably.
She'd pull you in.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a great time to be in education, but it also is a little difficult. You just have to, and I think as a family, you want to treat people the way you'd want to be treated. And so I think, we really need to continue to work to make sure that we pay teachers, a real living wage, and that we make sure that we take care of them. And so that's what we're working on at Columbia, is to make sure that we do the best for everybody in our family.
Do you remember what it was that made you want to get into education?
Well, I loved math and science, and so I really was excited about being a math or science teacher, and I actually taught math, but I am certified to teach science, and so I wanted to be a high school principal.
Okay.
And so, but growing up, I knew the superintendent of Lansing School District is where I grew up, and so I knew the superintendent because he had an office down the hall from my dad, and so I just had an opportunity to do this, and it's great fun. I work with wonderful people at Columbia, and we just have such great families and wonderful kids too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice. Well, we're so proud of everything you're doing over there, the way your guys are supporting the community and your students and your staff, and we're just excited to see what's coming. What is to come, and hopefully today was just a blip.
That's right.
Yeah, hopefully today was just a
it
blip.
is.
Now we have a short little video of a band performance we're going to take a quick peek at.
Okay.
They have a great band. So, I can hear the marching band practice across the water when they're at the football field practicing, and it travels across Lake Columbia. I can hear it, and it just gets my blood flowing, excited for what's to come.
Well, and it's Star Wars, and I don't know if everybody could tell, but
boys
it's Star
upstairs
Wars is the theme, and so it's so exciting, really, to watch them march and play, and they're just doing so well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here again on this hectic day, and we'll check in with you as the school year goes along.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Pamela Campbell, Superintendent at Columbia School District. More of the morning show right after this.